Welcome. Welcome everybody to our Easter talk. Mary's going to be speaking, but before that, I'd like to have Joan give some announcements. Oh, wait until she finishes her egg.
May I give an announcement?
Okay, Jan, you go ahead.
All right. So, two things. One, I'm so glad to be here. Two, if you have not heard our wonderful Eileen Zhang's talk on on Qigong, which Tai Chi is a part of, and I'm so excited about it, please listen to that recording. It's an amazing talk. It's incredible. It's incredible. And for our May talk, we're having Reverend Joyce C. Brown is going to talk about I Like Me. So on the 13th of May, I Like Me, and she's going to talk about how we can get into that good relationship with ourselves.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Joyce.
Okay.
That was great.
Joyce is good. Okay.
Okay.
Your turn.
Joan.
Okay, so on June 22nd is the Psychic Fair that Living in Light Church is sponsoring. We are going to have a table, one table at least there.
So I wrote an article in the CCL Insights inviting people. We need readers and healers, and where it's going to be and what the time is to come in to set up. We're going to do 2-hour increments. Ruth and I are. Well, Ruth is the chair, and I'm whatever she wants me to be for her.
She's Vanna White.
I'm Vanna White. And so her phone number and email address where you can text and all that kind of stuff is in the CCL Insights.
You can email me at Lady of Radiant Joy at gmail.com.
Lady of Radiant Joy, all one word, at gmail.com.
Yep.
Or say Porky at AOL.com.
Yep.
Good.
Or both, since we're working together, we both need the information. So, wonderful.
Oh, great.
Also, remember Brigadoon is on May 24th if you want to join me for a fun evening and good music.
Great.
South Bay Musical Theater in Saratoga.
Wonderful. Anybody else have any announcements they would like to give us? Well then, Janet, are you ready to give us a song or a meditation or bring them all together?
We'll bring them all together. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I just want to we're going to light our Easter candle.
Yes.
All right.
It's a beautiful candle.
Yes, I love it.
I like it, yes.
So that's lit for all of us and for
Lovely.
all of our hearts and souls.
Happy Easter.
So grateful. Okay. So just invite you to just take a nice deep breath and feel the ground beneath your feet. And know that you are here on this earth at this amazingly transformative time of spring. And Easter represents that time of resurrection, of metamorphosis, of the butterfly. And so feel that in yourself. We all have the capacity to open up our hearts to our deepest transformation. Each and every one of you. Just allow your body to feel the tingle of that beautiful energy that moves us into a deeper and more meaningful part of us. And just take a breath and feel it in your body. Feel it in your heart and in your spirit and in your life. And as you take each breath, notice that we are in this circle, in this community, are here now, together sharing love and light and comradeship in this amazing time. So allow your heart, your soul, your body, and your mind to just be open to this moment, to this time, and know that your loving energy given out to the world returns to you tenfold, as that is the way Spirit works. We are all together in each and every moment, in each and every breath. We are here, transforming, rejuvenating, and calling upon our deepest spiritual self. With every breath, I am free, and with every hope and dream, I am me, and I feel the transformation of my life as Spirit flows through me, flows through me. And I open up my heart and pray. Oh, I dream all that I am able to be. And I open up my life to the love that builds inside of me. And every moment, every breath rings true, and every dream and every step shows me I am possible to resurrect into my full self, and I gather into the circle of love, and we shine love. Ooh, we shine love. Ooh, we shine love. Ooh, we shine love. We shine love. Ooh, we shine love. And it is here with us in every moment now. So hush, all of the worries, they're gone. They are lifted up into the sky and are given wings to fly, and our ancestors and all of our angels now are breathing, healing, giving, loving. We are home. We are
you so much, Janet. That was wonderful. Ah, makes me feel very excited about being alive. I love it. That is great. Thank you so much. And before we go on, I'd like to just accept these wonderful people. Bee's here, Judy's here, Neil's here. Wonderful people that we don't see all the time are here. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. We love to see your smiling faces. That's wonderful. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about is that we are going to next week have Minister Ruth is going to be speaking about Beltane. So we have within 2 weeks we have Easter and Beltane, and I think that's a wonderful balance for our church. So please tune in next week. And now we have Reverend Mary Garry. They have their own church, the Center for, what is it, Mary? What's your name of your church?
The Center for Infinite Growth.
Yes, thank you so much. And you've had that church for how many, 50 years?
Oh, lots of years. The founder of the church is sleeping tidily in our bedroom. I was trying to think, it almost 50 years, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And Tom was the founder, and I was the skeptic at that time. And I had to really have the opportunity for growth, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Now, first of all, I want to say how my heart is stirred by seeing the people on the board, and that you're here, and that you care, and that you're ready to savor Easter with us. And this is the first time in a long time I've done a talk, and as most of you know, or many of you know, that both Tom and I have had some health problems, and he just got out of the hospital about 3 days ago, was it? And he was going to try and just be up to attend the talk, but he may not. If the white door behind me opens, don't be afraid. This is Tom coming out of the bedroom to join us. But I wanted to follow on to some of the things that Dottie talked about last week. And so I have been praying for guidance. You know, usually I have 4 pieces of paper and 12 rehearsals, and that's not happening today. So what I did, and what I hope you will help to sustain me in, is I asked Spirit to help make manifest. And what I share with you today from the thoughts I've been getting to remind me of what is ahead of us as a community, and to bring things to me to see. And not that I thought Spirit was going to come to show me, but that I would be like, that's interesting, you know. So last night we went to bed early, so I'd be up and primed very early, which failed, but I'm here. And one of the shows that came on that just happened to come up was about the Holocaust. And I said, oh, dear God, why would I want to talk about the Holocaust today? I have other thoughts about Easter and the power and enlightenment of knowing that the God returns. And the thought that came to me was, how do you think these people sustained themselves during the Holocaust? The people who had to sustain themselves from letting the concern about what was going on around them overwhelm them and redirect them and take the energy from them. And so I said, that makes sense. And that follows what I was going to share with people today. And that is, Tom and I have been praying at home. We've been fairly isolated. I don't drive. Tom hasn't driven in years, and I don't drive much at all anymore. And so many health things have raised their head. And so we do intensive focused prayers. The two of us will sit and pray together at the same time, sometimes aloud, but mostly privately, and then kind of share with people what share with each other, since we're the people in the room, what we got, and so that's what I'm going to share with you today. And I thought it was such an interesting connection for the Holocaust. And the Holocaust was following people. The show that was on was following people that were responding to the trauma around them by helping other people and holding themselves to center. And if I were to say that I had one thing to talk about today, and Dottie said, well, then wrap it up in 2 sentences, those would be the 2 sentences. We are facing a challenging time in our universe. And the part of the challenge is we're unaccustomed to not having the government be the leader of the team. Generally speaking, if you looked at what was happening around World War II, I'm mature enough to have been alive then. We would go for walks at night to see if the stars in the windows had changed. I don't know if many of you know what I'm talking about, but when servicemen joined and then you received a star from the government, you put that in your window, and people knew that someone in your family was serving in the military. And most of our military was overseas at that time. And so you looked for stars. And I was little, even though I was like 4 or 5. And I went for the walk every night. And if my grandmother, who we were living with, my mother and I at that time, was at home. And so if I found someone, we found someone whose star had changed from blue to gold. Many of you may know what that means, but that means the person you had serving passed away. He died in the service. So my job was to run home as fast as my little chubby legs would carry me and tell Nana that so-and-so had lost their child. And the community arose around that person and helped them to be carried through the emotional impact. And I thought, well, it's funny that all should come back to me. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about Easter. Easter is a glorious time. And Easter is a time in which we consciously, as a community, not just limited to people in a very structured church, but people of large hearts generally, are moved by the demonstration of life after death, which is essentially what happened. What is Easter but a demonstration of life after death? We're not through here. We may finish in this particular spot, but life is going to go on. And I said, okay, fine, I'll share that. Probably I only heard it 5,000 times, but I'll be happy to share that with them. I know, I hope that we'll draw our energy together a bit as we think about things that we have all shared. And then I received a particular message that Tom prays all the time. I need a little push here and there. And they said, you need to pray for the president. I said, excuse me, he's not my man. And they said, well, he's the president. And I said, I have tried to pray. And I come up against a black wall of energy around him. I can't get in. I'd be happy to tell him what to do, but he can't get in. Couldn't we turn things around? If he just had this spot down here where he sat and listened to us for a few minutes and he couldn't leave the room, we'd be glad to share some things with him. So we'll share some of those things with each other. Well, what they came back to me for is that, I don't like him. I'm afraid to send him energy. My energy isn't clear with him. I said, that's your job, Mary, and other prepped people. It's your job to gather your own energy as you do in prayer and to send it forth. And I said, well, I did that. I know that much. And my energy came into a dark wall. I couldn't get in. He said, no, that's right. His dark energy is well focused and energized. But when light energy, people who care, people who are asking for a right outcome, people who are asking for protection for the country. I mean, it's not just ourselves personally at this particular moment. Hopefully none of us are at personal risk, but the organization, the country that I love, I feel is teetering on some unusual decisions, some unusual directions, and that we would like to have the light become part of the decision making. I said, the message again. Now, I need to be clear. I'm not a talented reader like some of the people who I see, even on the pictures today. I don't read for other people. I don't do a lot, but I do have my own unique connection with the spirit. And they said, if a focused person gathers their own light energy and sends it to someone for their highest good and the highest good of the country in that area, that you begin to soften and thin the dark energy that that person is surrounded by. And this person, this is my opinion, not something spirit told me. And this person has gathered the dark energy as a protection and the dark energy is entertained by unusual choices, behaviors, interactions. And he's been doing, in my biased opinion, a pretty good job of entertaining the dark energy. So we have just been trying to send the light energy. I have restrained myself from telling him what to do. And what happens is the light energy goes in, and the people that from this church, the Master Church, the UCM, that have gathered together on the other side, Tom and I have had them come to our meditations. We always have, since we realized they paid attention and came, we raised the question about them, or we sent them good tidings, or we said, do you have something for us to think about? And we felt some connections to the people on the other side from the church, from Lavona. We felt the connection from, well, I don't want to go through all that too, but trust me that there are some of the people on the board, Neil and Janet and I guess that's all, B, of course, our new vice president, are here with me today. And I think I have shared with them the power of this directed energy, and that it is helping to thin. It may not be, since we have been praying for them and praying for the force. I don't say, dear God, God bless the president. It's not that I don't want God to bless the president, but I do say, dear Mary, get yourself centered. Dear Mary, help your energy to grow within yourself. If I sit with Tom, if it's just Tom and I, and sometimes we try and do it with the other people on the board, we say we're going to sit at such and such a time, and we're going to ask the blessing of our energy to be increased. And we find that happens. That sitting together consciously and asking those in spirit. I don't know. I was looking to see if anybody that's here may have known, Janet, the woman, she said, don't, I want you to know I was very active in the church. I was active in the church. I did as much as I could for the church, but I was always very busy. I was active in my community. I had to really scurry to get things done. I had to prepare a meal ahead. I was busy all the time. Up here, she said, they're training me to be more effective spiritually. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
She said, but nobody's asking. So I need people to ask us, apparently this isn't the information from her or the information from spirit. This is the information from Barry, and I'll try and always be clear when I'm talking to you about what I think and and when I don't tell you that, it's inspired information, but clearly the people that, like Livona has, many of you knew Livona Stillman. She was president for quite a while. And several people that we know were up there that touch in. Mm-hmm. And they too are looking for the opportunity to help us. But the restriction on them is they can't come unless invited. Mm-hmm. I don't know the answer to this. This is Mary's speculation. But if I were up there, and I pray that sometime I'll be up there, and I had a lot more of the answers, I'd be hot to give them to you. I'd be ready to say, hey, Neil, have I got an idea for you? And I think that the God forces intervened and said, no, you don't go to talk to Neil unless Neil says, can somebody up there help me out on this? Then you go. So, Janet, tell me her name.
Joanne Merkley.
It's Joanne
Merkley.
Joanne Merkley. Uh-huh. Yeah.
She was a darling when she was active, and she was active in the church, and she did domestic things. We were going to have a thing after the service. Mm-hmm. They're like a shot. It all went very smoothly. Yeah. But she also was a very spiritual person, and she was the one who said, "Please ask." So if I were to say anything that I thought was important for you to hear right now, it would be, please ask. Let us be sure that, and when you think about Easter, it wasn't Easter then. It was a beautiful Jewish holiday, and the area that they were in was a Jewish area, except the Italians overtook it. They were running it. They were in charge of it. They had been the successful warrior, and so decisions had to be made that went through them. And so the people weren't free to do anything, that they couldn't do just anything, or they couldn't say just anything to the leaders. But they had to, when they wanted permission from the leaders, they had to go to the Italian leaders and ask, and they would say, yes, you can do that, or no, you can't do that. We're not there yet, and we don't want to be there. But I think as a country, we want to say to ourselves, we're a country that has always stepped in to support positive change or to protect someone when they're attacked. And I think of how Jesus felt when he was in that town, and he went and my internet connection is unstable, it says. So I don't know.
Huh? You're good, Mary. You're good. We can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you. You're good.
So far, not more than 5 or 6 people have left. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we have 20 people.
No one has left. No one has left, Mary.
So,
we're hanging on every word.
Right. So what I think we want to do, and what I'd like to do together with Janet towards the end of this talk, is just to kind of clear ourselves and bring in the helpful energy. We don't have to tell them what to do. I'm too old to be on the street with a sign. God bless them for those who find that as their way of communicating. But this old gal's past that. I'm 85. At 85, you don't take your sign much. And, well, maybe people do. This person at 85 is not so good with signs on the street. So I can do prayers from the house or prayers from a community like this, because there is a growth of the energy of praying when people are together. When the master, that's what I call him. I was raised a Catholic, and so I was raised a Catholic. Now I'm in my 80s, so you have to understand Catholicism was a little different in those days than it is now. It was a different religion, and the people who were in it were more more inclined to respond to exactly what the church wanted them to do. And so I said, sorry, I got distracted by someone. I said, okay, what am I supposed to do? And so I don't know if any of you have been Catholic and done the Stations of the Cross, and where they have a picture on the wall of the church of the walkway that Jesus took in after he was brought to trial. And when he went to trial, he asked his disciples to go with him. When they went to pray in Gethsemane, he said, pray with me. Come on and pray with me. And Jesus just tells them. He doesn't do what Mary would do, is to have a little stick or a little electric jolt that they were all asleep. I just wake them up. Jesus tried to manage, or demonstrated. He didn't try. He demonstrated managing. If you feel like people have moved away, you're feeling alone. Not to become angry or frustrated or to be trapped in the discomfort of that, but to reach into the loving energy that is created by Spirit, that we can usually get to if we make up our mind that's what we want to do. So Jesus prayed there, and his friend, one of the disciples, Judas, had decided to I don't think, he didn't say, I'm going to tell the Romans where he is and then they'll just take him out and crucify him. I don't think Judas thought that way, but he thought that Jesus wasn't doing it right. It's because things weren't going well. So he was going to make him more visible through the Romans. But the people who got Jesus in the garden when he was praying were Jews. They were allowed to do some of their own spiritual work, and so they brought him and took him to be challenged, and they were able to make the comments against him, and then he went through the crucifixion, and all that's on the wall of a church, Catholic churches, not necessarily Protestant churches. But I think that for me personally, for Tom, one of the things that happens is you can either get caught in the how could they do that to my master feeling and be frightened. Well, who knows what is ahead for us? And, who knows what is ahead for us? But I think that we don't have to stay there. You can say, well, what should I do? And I think one of the things that we should do is to begin to trust the power of directed prayer and say, I am going to direct this prayer to the right outcome, because I presume that the people up there, since they have more information, and the divine forces up there that come down and are connected with us, someday we'll understand it all. Someday we'll be there. and we'll understand it more fully. But now I have just made up my mind to trust it. To trust the fact that if you look at what happened with Jesus, and you look at how frightened the disciples were, and you say, gosh, if I'd been walking around with Jesus for 3 years, seeing all these miracles, I wouldn't be frightened. Oh, really? We often underestimate how we're going to respond to what's going on around us. And that's why I was inspired. This is not my usual Easter talk. I used to give Easter talks all the time for CIG. They're very detailed and into the spiritual part of the walk, of the crucifixion, all of that. And I think all of that's important. You want to acknowledge it. This is the time that Jesus is just coming out of the tomb, I guess. Nobody really knows when he was restored in the tomb. They know that when they put him into the tomb, his body appeared to be dead, and they put him in the tomb. And then they put the big rock over the tomb. And they said, we'll come back when we can focus. And the women had come to cleanse the body. That's one of the rituals, that the body is to be cleansed. And when they got there and the stone was moved and he wasn't there, they did not have our experience with resurrection or with movement past death in this moment to another life that continues. And so they were simply frightened. And what my message today was, this is a group that doesn't have to be frightened. This is a group that understands the power of Jesus, but also understands the power of Buddha, the power of Allah. Different ministries, different folks are drawn to and energized by connection with like minds, with similar leaders, spiritual leaders. And I think this is a time that we say to ourselves, when I do these prayers, I'm going to call in the forces for good and send them to places that were challenged. In our reality right now, one of those challenges seems to be the government. Now, it's against the law for churches to give, good or bad government speeches, or not good or bad government, but to tell you what to do. To disrupt your ability to be a church if you suddenly are telling people they have to do X, Y, Z. So I'm not telling you to do anything except pray. Pray when you pray for a lot of reasons. I pray and bless my children. I pray and bless all of the people in the church, and I have different things that I cover, and I save time to ask Spirit, particularly those in the other side from UCM, to come into my energy and to help my energy to be a lightning, not lightning, but lightning force. Better choice. That goes into the area of Washington and the leaders of the country and helps them to make better decisions and energizes those people who have the potential to make decisions and are afraid, don't know what to think, and open to those who are working with the current leadership and are stepping out perhaps in a different way than people had anticipated, that they will be touched by the light-filled energy, and that our country will be protected and guided into making right decisions. Because if we think about Easter, and most people in this country have some connection to the Master, to Jesus, to our belief in a powerful God that is there for good, that if we energize that, and if we energize that together, that we will help right decisions to be made for this country. And that will help our opportunity for spiritual growth. Because the best thing, I think, and everybody makes their own think, and they should. They don't have to do what some old lady that Dottie and Corky found, and she said, could she talk? And they said, oh, can we ever stop you, And so I'm not saying to do what I do. I'm saying do what you do. But look into your heart so that you're making a conscious choice where to put your energy when you do what you do. And at the end of your prayerful intent, release that energy and ask that it be sent on waves of the light. We know that the light moves around the world, moves around the people, that the light can be strengthened by attention to it. That says, We do want you here. Hello. We want you to help us. And we trust that you know what to do. You have a better background than we do. But we want to tell you that one of the things we want is right outcome for this country. That people not move into a polarization. When I watched the television show last night, which was, I didn't even know it was going to be on or what it was. And it was a story of some people who in the United States went to Europe to help Jewish people escape. You know, put together programs, got them an alternative address, identification material, all of that. All those things that happened on the show. And a lot of people still died. But a lot of people got out that wouldn't have gotten out. Now, I don't think we're in a position where we have to pray at that level. What I use that example for is for us, each person individually and collectively, as we choose to perhaps set a time together, that we will, if so inclined, pray for just 10 minutes, that the energy flow through us, that the God force be energized, that right outcome be delivered, that we don't have to know exactly what it is, but we'll know pretty quick whether things are getting better or worse. And that it is the desire of those who have chosen our path so clearly before that they're gathered up there. I didn't even know that they had gathered church groups up there. I'm sure there's St. Peter's Church has a few million people that are there, but we have always been strong, small but strong. And we have always gone to our spiritual strength under challenge. And I'm just reminding everybody that we can do that now. We don't have to empowering negativity makes it stronger. And empowering positive energy makes you stronger and makes the outcome of what you're concerned about stronger. Makes your children have a little more edge when they're looking at what's going on. Now, our children, two of our children are on the other side. Our two children are on the other side. And their children are part of our lives. And so we encourage them, reach. You don't have to talk to your parents exactly, but understand that there is loving, supportive, spiritual help available if you ask. And then if you ask and it fills you and it sends you forward, then you can let go and let things happen, and you don't have to be afraid. And so if I were to ask you to do anything, I would think about that. First Easter was excruciating. The disciples were frightened. The disciples denied God, you know, both Peter and they wanted to stay near the master, but they were so afraid for themselves. I don't think we have to be afraid for ourselves right now. I mean, I think we have to empower ourselves, that we make the right choices, that we make the right outcome, and that the goodness that we all believe in, or you wouldn't be up here on a Sunday morning, and the goodness that is demonstrated by Easter, by the power of someone surrendering their entire body and coming back and being a strong and powerful leader. Because we have that and we can use that, I wish you good Easter. I wish you to be inspired to, you know, you're going to go and cook your ham or cook your whatever. My son, when he was first on his own, to let us feel sad for him, we used to go to a 7-Eleven and get a hot dog and then call us celebration every Easter. He was all by himself and nobody was cooking. And so you can do it any way you want to do it, but do it. And trust that those on the other side, if you have someone particularly someone from UCM that you're close to here, then you'd be close to them up there. They may not be quite as forceful as some are. The one who comes to me the most lately has been Lexi McKinnon. So I've been kind of focused on her. Many of you may have known Lexi, but anybody on the other side. And if you need somebody to help you reach into that energy, Dottie is a perfect one. If you go up from my viewpoint, if you go to Dottie for a reading, or you go to Dottie to ask her to help you get clear and do things, she can help you to get clear enough so that you can reach. You can reach. And Joyce and Patty both do spiritual work. And I know that Joyce is someone, if you came to her and said, could you help me? Could you shake me up a little bit so I can reach into the spirit world in the right places and draw in the right help? That there's a lot of people who will help you. And I turn Easter back to you, and I encourage you to have your Easter eggs and to have your delicious meal and to do the things that come with it. And I turn this time together, which has been wonderful for me. And I feel, even though I got up with the intention, my intentional prayer was to be connected to Spirit and be able to bring you something, I feel better now. So I hope you feel a little better now. And I thank you for sharing time with me. And Dottie or Janet, I don't know who's next to step up, but I'm going to step back and ask that you step up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so very much, Mary. That was wonderful.
Great job. Thank you.
Mary, that was so powerful. So powerful.
Yes, yes. So enjoyed that, Mary. That was wonderful. So what are you going to do the week after next? We'll just get you in here. Janet, you grabbed your guitar. What are you going to do? I
grabbed my guitar. So I'm just going to invite us all, and if it feels comfortable for you, I'm just going to kind of do a chant where we gather the light and then we spread the light. Okay,
wonderful.
We gather it to our hearts and we spread the light. All right? Does that feel good? And if you want, and if you want to sing along, with me, just put yourself on mute. Okay?
Thank you for that.
Put yourself on mute.
Even though she loves the sound of your voice, bad things happen to this system where we all sing at the same time.
That's the truth. That is the truth. So, okay? All right, here we go. We're gonna gather the light and spread the light and be the light. We're gonna gather the light. We're gonna spread the light. We're going to be the light together. Spread the light. We're gonna be the light together. We're gonna gather the light. We're gonna be the light. We're gonna spread the light together. We're gonna gather the light. We're gonna be the light. We're gonna spread the light together. We're going to gather the light. We're gonna be the light. We're gonna spread the light together. We're gonna gather the light. We're gonna be the light. We're gonna
Thank you.
Janet, that was wonderful.
Whew.
And anybody have anything they'd like to add to this? Anyone that would, yes, B.
I just wanted to thank you, Mary, for that talk and CIG. But Dottie, I have so many fond memories of Easter at your CCL location with Virginia Essene doing the Easter talk, and Donna's here cooking, always cooking ham for us and bringing us together. I so miss that. I'm so happy to at least see all of you, but I miss all those wonderful Easters that you provided for decades. So thank you. Thank you for that. I also wanted to mention that I just got back from Italy at 9 o'clock last night.
Woo!
I was at St. Peter's Basilica on Good Friday.
Wow.
And they did the Passion of the Christ. And even though it was in Italian, they had an English version. So I was reading, through the Passion of the Christ, and it was a very special spiritual experience for me. So that was the other thing I want to share. And I'm not Catholic. Again, it was just the energy of so many people. It's kind of to your point, Mary, about being focused and having a focused light. To be in such a sacred place with so many people was amazing. And then the last thing I want to ask is just prayers. My daughter Christina is being induced tomorrow. I got home luckily before the baby's coming. She has a bit of high blood pressure, so they're inducing her a bit early, and that date is tomorrow. So just prayers for her safe delivery and the baby. Everything's good for that. I would appreciate that from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, anybody else?
Okay, so we had Eileen had her hand up.
Okay.
And
Joan had her hand up.
And Patty and Joyce have their hand up.
And Neil had his hand up. So go ahead, Eileen.
Oh, hi. I already said my piece to announce about the Qigong.
Okay.
And just wishing everybody happy Easter.
Thank you so much.
Here you are.
So, Patty and Joyce?
Hi, good morning, everyone. And thank you for the beautiful service. And Mary, thank you for the beautiful talk. It was very meaningful on so many levels. And it triggered in me an incident that happened a few months ago when things were really changing quickly. And I found myself going through this period when I'd see one or two people in some of the decision making. I would have such a strong dislike. I was really having a strong dislike, almost bordered hate. And I was shocked. I was shocked in myself that I was reaching that point. And I said, this has to stop. I can't go there. That's not who I am as a being. Although we have that potential, we all have that potential. That's not who I am. That's not how I want to live. And so I called on angels of and I said, please come, and then spread your love and light out, spread your angelic love and light out. And, it had this profound transformation for me. I absolutely became that love and became that light. And then I also could see all of it going out. So it was sending a gift out to the universe, so whatever it was. And that was really healing for me. And I realized that we can come back to that place. And then I started feeling love for the people that I was having such a difficult time with, that scared me. I had to work that one out. But what it is that when we come to our place of love, we don't have to agree with what people are doing or saying, but we are in a place of love, and that's what we have this potential for in this light. So anytime I'm in that difficult situation, for me, that worked really well. I just called on the angels of love and light, and boom, they were there, and I was able to transform myself. Thank you.
Thank you. And I like your hair.
Oh, thank you.
So I also wanted to add, there are some beautiful remarks in the chat. Do you mind if I read them?
Go ahead and speak them, yeah.
I will, because they're just beautiful. And I want Mary to hear them especially, but all of us to hear them. And it says, there's just incredible things. So one is, it starts off, thank you, Mary. this clarification of how to pray is so helpful. And that came from Songbird. Okay. And then from Eileen, courage is contagious too. And I wanted to acknowledge that courage is contagious. That is so true. And that's what Mary's inviting us to do.
Yeah, and Judy Jacobs.
And then Neil Forrest said, reminds me of the New Year's prayers we did back in the late 80s and early 90s. Remember when we did our New Year's meditations?
Yeah.
Early in the morning, our wonderful April would get us together and we would do it. And Tom and Mary got us connected with that. And so then, thank you from Anne, our wonderful Annie. Thank you for the powerful messages today. So inspiring and so meaningful. And then Charlene said, best message of the day. We do need to be afraid. Use the ancestors. Communicate with one another. Yes. Thank you, Reverend Mary. And then Janice, or Jan. Great message, Mary. Terrific confirmation and reminder of getting help from the other side. And then Judy Jacobs. I'm got it right now. Thank you so much, Mary. Please give my love to Tom. Much love, Judy Jacobs. Okay, and then Neil Forrest, I put up an applause. And then Sky, happy Easter to everyone. I love you, Mama Boone.
Yay.
And then Donna, so good to see you all. B, good luck to Christine's new baby. And Christine, love to Tom and Mary. I just felt like it was important that we read those.
Yes, thank you.
Because it's powerful what is said and how people respond. And I hope, Mary, that you really take in the power of the message that you gave today.
That was great. It was great.
And thank you all. And Mel, would you pass the basket, please? Sure. And just thinking of making a donation to the CCL. We love having your money, and we turn around and send it out to other people. So it's great for you to make a donation. And I don't want to tell people who we're giving the money to, because that makes the person receiving it feel like there's too much attention on them and they're needing money. So just know that it's going out to a lot of people. And so we thank you so much for making a donation to CCL. And Mary, thank you so much. What a wonderful, wonderful talk you gave. That was great. And I so appreciate you. And so nice to have you on a Sunday. We haven't seen you. It's nice for you to see all the people that you know here. And thank you so much. And thank you so much. We're blessing the basket. And thank you so much for making your donations. We really do appreciate it.
And if you're donating on PayPal, then you would send it to Safe Dottie at, go to PayPal, and then say that you're making a donation, or anyway, safedottie@aol.com.
Thank you.
So as we bless it, let's do it, Reverend Dottie. Okay, as we bless it.
Thank you so much.
We bless the giving, we bless the receiving, we bless the infinite energy of love.
Oh, we bless it.
Thank you so very much, Joan. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to get to you, but we'll be next week.
If she remembers.
Thank you all very much for being
here.
It was
lovely seeing you
guys. Wonderful service. Thank you.
It was just, if I could
now
say,
it feels like Easter being with all of you.
These faces.
What?
What, Mary?
I was saying it is so wonderful to my heart to see all these faces of these people that I love, that share my philosophy and my desire for a spiritual walk, and to look and see their faces makes my whole heart happy. I'll have to say, it's wonderful.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yay! Thank you so much for your talk.
Thank you so much.
Come back. We're here every week. Come back. Come back. Your beautiful faces.
And I don't have to talk every week.
There's a
Yeah, we can always have Sean talk when he comes up. He comes up once a month.
Yeah.
Oh, good to
Exactly.
see Sean.
Thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful
Thank
day,
you.
everyone.
And a great Easter dinner.
Happy
and
Easter, yes.
Happy Easter.